price of $26.95. And we'll go through all the different ones because we have Starstruck, Wowza, The Ultimate, and Wild Child, if aren't these beautiful names. So tell me about these, because these also are, you said they're disease resistant?
Yes, these are sun patients, okay? They will take full sun. So they are a type of impatiens, Bobby, but these love full sun. We have these growing on the west side of the house, and you'll see the photography here right there. That's on the porch. You see there at the farm. They take incredible heat, and they thrive in it, all right?
Well, that sounds like that has my name written all over it.
Now, this is a plant you can grow. This is a plant you can grow in Florida. In fact, I recommend it. Once the temperature is warm, these plants really begin to grow very quickly. And what our viewers will get, they'll get 3 of these sun patients. They get the magenta colored one, the white, and then this sort of the peachy kind of colored one you see here. And the size of the blooms, to me, is what really is incredible. They just really are remarkable.
So these will bloom, like, basically, if you get, they'll bloom from now till frost, right?
Exactly. So we had these blooming almost to Thanksgiving this past year, and they grow beautifully in containers, and they grow beautifully in the ground as well. We've had them absolutely become dry because of the heat, and I'll water them that evening where they've wilted a little bit, and the next morning they've completely...
Seriously?
They've rebounded and blooming fabulously.
And I'm in awe of how many, like, you have a lot of blooms.
Well, they do. The flower power with them is incredible. You see, it's all about the genetics of these. These plants were discovered in Indonesia a few years ago. The seed company that has this patent on them gives money back to the country of Indonesia for the conservation of plants. And this particular plant really struck the botanists that saw them because they were in impatiens, blooming in full sun and thriving. And so from those genetics, these were developed.
So this is actually a new genetic.
It is. It's a new offer. These are really hard to find in just typical garden centers. I mean, they're spotty around the country. So that's why we wanted to offer them, because so many people who come to our farm, they see these things blooming and they go, where can I get them? Well, it's hard for us to tell them because some garden centers carry them and some don't. And you really need the sun patients genetics. These are not New Guinea impatiens. These are not just regular impatiens. Several years ago, we had problems in the Northeast with downy mildew, which wiped out a lot of the impatiens. People couldn't grow them in the shade anymore. That's where this disease resistance comes through, which is what I'm talking about. That's so
important for everyone.
Really
just, again, makes it just a lot easier to grow. And now, is there any different with this genetic variety in the size of the flower, the color of the flower?
Well, they all members of the family, and there are lots of colors. And I've just chose some of my favorites that have performed so well at the farm. But the flower size is roughly the same on all of them. The other thing that's to keep in mind is you don't have to fertilize these a lot. In fact, they perform better if you don't overly fertilize them.
Really? Yeah, so what about watering them then?
Now, water is important. You want to keep them consistently moist, and that's what I was saying. You know, after a long, hot day, sometimes they'll wilt. Hey, just put the water on them, and they just spring back.
Perks them back up
again. They absolutely do. Yeah, they really are phenomenal.
Right, and by the way, at $26.95, I know we have a lot of people that are calling. This is an incredible value, and again, if you're someone, I'll just speak for myself, who doesn't have the greenest thumb on the planet.
We're going to work on that.
I know it. Thank you, Alan. Somebody needed to help me. But this is perfect. And my husband's so great, but I mean, for me, I need something in particular, like you said, in a warmer climate, a warmer environment. But can these be planted like literally anywhere around the country? Anywhere
around the country. If you have empty pots around your garden now, you're going, what am I going to put in these? You really ought to give these sun patients a try. They'll be delivered to your door. Just take them out, put them in, put one of these in a container this size and water it in, give it just a little bit of fertilizer, and boom, back off, because it's going to go. I mean, go.
Okay. Let it go. I love that. So are they better indoors or outdoors?
Oh, no, this is strictly outdoors.
Strictly,
they really, yeah, you want to keep these outside. And again, the full sun, I love to group them. Like, I would take 3 containers and group them in a corner of a patio, 3 different size containers. They could be 3 of the same size containers, but kind of grouping like that and creating a mass, because these things will actually grow up this large
Oh, so they're high and
wide,
full.
and they hang over the containers when we grow them at the farm. They're just massive.
Wow. So if you're planting, this may be a stupid question, but if you're going to plant them in the ground, oh, good, thank you. How close? Does it matter?
Well, I would plant these about 18 inches apart, okay?
Okay.
You could even go 2 feet, but it's going to take them a while to meet. It depends on the effect you want to create, but just imagine a massive bed of these, or even just a punctuation point on a deck or a patio, where you've got just a grouping of them. That's that flower power that you're going to get throughout the entire season. That's why we're so sold on them. And when our visitors come and see it, what they do, we plant them all around the driveway and all throughout the gardens and in containers. And when people see them, they can't believe how floriferous they are.
Exactly, and that's the other great thing about them. So if you're looking for that flower that you can plant right now, and it's not going to last for just like a month, but literally these will bloom until frost. And to share with everyone, over 400 have already been spoken for.
Well, if you look at the buds, look, I can't even count the number of flower buds that are in there. It looks like there's about 8 or 9 flower buds in here. Look, they're just, those are all new flowers getting ready to emerge. And these little ones, even at this size, they're just busting forward to bloom.
They are, and I love
this. This is the kind of thing we want in our life, right? Something positive is blooming all the time.
Yes, I love that. And surrounded by gorgeous flowers. So if I put them like in a hanging basket, do you have to water them more or less? Or
well, I think with a hanging basket, unless it has a lot of soil in it, because that helps retain that moisture, which is good, you probably would have to water them more. But they do beautifully in hanging baskets, but you need that basket to be pretty good size, because I'm telling you, these kiddos get big. I'm telling you.
I love that about them.
They really are. And they're resilient. The foliage is tough. That's what's so amazing about them. This is one of the greatest genetic finds in horticulture, really, in the last 10 years, as far as I'm concerned.
That's exciting.
They're just incredible. Just look at the size of that bloom.
That's so beautiful.
It really is. It's just incredible.
I love
now, we'll ship these. If people are going, well, look, I got 3 feet of snow. You know, I've got friends in Minneapolis are going, it's still winter up here. These will be shipped at the time they need to be planted in their garden.
Oh, that's a great question. So you're not shipping them immediately.
Yeah, we would never ship them out because they really, I mean, okay, they're from Indonesia, so they like it warm. So the warmer it gets, the more growth you're going to see with them.
I love that. So again, at a price of $26.95, and remember, you're getting 4 potted Sunpatiens there. So definitely
4. That's right. I think I said 3, but it's actually 4.
Yeah, you get 4. We have 3 here, but you actually get 4 of them. So don't miss that. Definitely stay there, but okay.